Boo.
There's
Good
always a delay
morning.
there. I think, is it going to work or is it not?
I know it's all your fault. It's Chris's. It's been a bit paranormal lately. So if anything goes wrong today, we'll blame Chris Shearer. Good morning and welcome to Open Minds. We had an allocated guest returning to the show, Eric. We seem to have lost him somewhere. So we're not quite sure. The communications are down. We're not quite sure with live shows if he will come on. If he does, we'll just pop him in. Up till then, I am going to interview the one and only Chris Shearer, my co-host. Anyway, first of all,
I'm good, really good. Yeah.
You're buzzing, aren't you? You're buzzing.
Yeah.
All right. So here we go. Welcome to Open Minds, Chris Shearer. I will be gentle with you and kind and considerate, and I just lied, okay?
That's a lie, yeah.
Yeah, it's a lie. You know it's a lie. So, Chris, everyone who knows you knows that you're a medium, okay? Yeah. And the best medium out there on the platforms, there's no one that, for my truth, you can pay me later. Check in the post. The best there is. You're authentic, you're original. You've spent the last few years really working on yourself to become better, not just for your own personal reasons, but for better service to humanity, to the area of mediumship. Yeah. The work you've done upon yourself has allowed you, which you've shared with me, to do the work on yourself, systems, the ideologies, and all the things that, sort of controlled you, that you could never actually be and experience the medium that you wanted to be. However, guys, it's coming. The big one happened last night. So we are going to go there. But also you have a secondary equal interest that you've always been interested in, paranormal.
Roughly 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
My wife was into it more than me. I wasn't really into any of the spirit aspect, if you like, or the strange happenings, if you want to call it that, whichever label you want to give it. But I was open, and I had many different things that came about that dragged me into this field in that sense. So I had sort of knocking noises, tapping noises, seeing things, being touched, all sorts, you name it, came into my world. But it started really on a holiday, and that's when someone shouted external down my ear. That's where it stemmed from in terms of the paranormal. I then went on an event with Karen, and it sort of really opened my eyes, not just to sort of mediumship, but that there's so much more out there than giving a message to someone. In that, I don't mean that in a bad way of saying that. I just mean that there's so many different aspects of energy that we aren't aware of. So that event that I went on was Morecambe Winter Gardens, and I had sort of instantly someone with me making their presence known. And I went from fear that night to sort of euphoria, if you like, or happy moments, back to fear and back again. I have been a bit of a scaredy cat, I'll be honest. I've had moments that are quite negative in it, so that was the fear factor. But now I've got an understanding that was sort of me that manifested that because of my own feelings, not necessarily that there was any fear from spirit, if you like. That's taken a long journey to get that understanding. So it's been a strange journey. I've been on many events, but I love I love mediumship because I like the healing it brings to someone. So if I can bring someone healing and I can elevate their consciousness to be in a better state of being, then I've done my job. That's what the purpose is.
I've lost your sound. I told you the paranormal was going to happen today with Chris Shearer. I've lost your sound.
I'm back.
You're back.
My mic decided to mute
keep
itself.
your energies under control, please. This is a live show.
My mic's just muted itself.
Yeah.
I like the paranormal, Gloria, because it's not just about my experience. It shows others that there's it opens other people up without me having to give a reading, in a sense, because energy is energy, and we are energy in it, and everything is a conscious state of being. What it brings to you, having that understanding, is owning thyself. And I'm still learning that. That's the journey. That is the journey. But I'm beginning to elevate myself into a space that brings an awareness that we shouldn't see life in such a serious way that we do. It also opens to possibilities of new beginnings, new changes, and even though we go through phases, they don't last. They change it all the time. With my paranormal side, I think it's about shaping the energy and shifting the energy is what I found that happens for me. I'm still learning that, but a lot of that has happened in moments. It's like last night with the event, which was just amazing because it had many highs, many awkward moments in the demo that I did. I overcome a massive obstacle yesterday because I had 16 readings in one day in an hour demo, which is a lot of energy work to do in one day.
And it's a lot for you. It's a lot for you to put so many in a short period of time. I'm aware of that. But yeah, keep going.
And last night when it got awkward, well, before I started, I didn't see this. I was upstairs in Mickey's flat, the lovely guy and his missus who invited me to the event. But before it started, I had in my head to crack a joke in, if you like, Gloria, because you've got to start something up, haven't you, and get the energy up before you start a demo. Yeah. So I had in my head, right, I'm going to say, who's been to a psychic night before? Anyone who's not, I was going to say, well, don't worry, all the tables elevate when I'm in the room and Toppy Crisp Wrappers come down from the ceiling. You'll all run out, but I'll eat your chocolate. It's okay. Yeah. But what happened while I was in the flat thinking this, downstairs, there was a couple of bottles of wine on the bar bit, and they flew off. And he blamed two girls that were there, and there were no one near it. And then as I did my demo, the first half went amazing. The energy was just high, and I had the banter. It was great. The messages, the evidence. But the second half got a little bit awkward, which it can do at times. And the energy came. I'm going to say spirit, but the energy came in, not necessarily spirit, but the energy, paranormal side of it. And they had a bottle on the table in it, like a jug, and it just slammed when it was getting that awkward moment to like say, what behaviour. And then when I spoke to Mickey afterwards, he said, you didn't see the light behind the lady you went to, it was flickering. And he said steam on the window started coming about, and there was like nail marks down it, like finger marks. And it was just awesome because I just thought, well, if I'm doing this and you're being awkward, they're showing you in a completely different way, the energy, to give you an understanding, not necessarily my understanding. So you can't beat that. And that's why I love the paranormal.
I mean, to me, obviously, you know, we spoke a bit earlier on before we went live, and I then come and I said to you, well, normally you wouldn't think you'd come into any of your events, mediumship or something, you know, the mediumship events, which initially it was supposed to be the mediumship. Watch this.
Yeah.
And you come in with a joke and things like that. But already in your consciousness, you're going, you know, you already had an idea something was going to be different about your mediumship last night. Yeah. So that's where I come in and I'd said to you, well, that's what, you know, it's just a label, guys. So, you know, you may have a better one, but paranormal mediumship. And because you manifested that, you created that, this is what tonight's going to be. It was. Yeah. And what an exciting night where you blended, from my truth, from listening to you earlier on today, you blended not only your excellent mediumship skills of connection with spirit to fire out 16 in 1 hour, which I must be a first for you, Chris Shearer, because you normally chat for England, you're worse than I, especially when you're doing the readings. But you manifested the paranormal with it, which is beautiful. And that's where I suggested you. I said, well, Chris, I think you need your own paranormal show, because that gift was so highlighted last night. How do you feel about the thought of taking it down that road?
I'd love to do it. I'd love to be the medium on someone's event and see what I pick up.
Yeah.
I mean, that building has activity anyway.
Yeah.
Itself, because it's an old school, apparently an old children's home. It used to be in the past, that I was told. So it has activity.
Can we do a Chris? Can we do a shout out to the Mr. and Mrs. who invited you to to the event?
It was Tipsy Cows in Great Harwood.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really nice place, so I highly recommend it. They've got every single spirit, wine, drink, you name it, they've got in there.
That's why you love it.
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
They do lots of different things as well. So go and check them out. They're on Facebook. They're a lovely couple, lovely staff as well.
Brilliant.
So I highly recommend them.
Okay, well, we've done our shout out, because if they hadn't invited Chris, and I know Chris is going back in October to do another event then what happened to Chris last night wouldn't have happened. So I want to still pull you back to the paranormal. So I mean me, I'm a, doesn't matter what I am, I'm just fudged. Anyway, I'm still scary cats at the paranormal. You wouldn't think so, would you? The things that I do, but I am. I'm still scared of cats. If I saw the red eyes coming out of somewhere, even though I'm truly aware of who I am, it's going to get me. Okay. So I think anyone that can go in and any medium that can go in and do the paranormal the way you do, in sync with mediumship, I mean, you must be fearless. Come on, Chris Shearer. I mean, what do you do when? Didn't you have another event a few days ago?
I did. Sorry,
yes, we won't use the negative word. No negatives on here. No negatives.
No, I went with Fourth Element Paranormal. We went. I can't pronounce the name. It's in Wales.
Okay, it's in Wales, guys. I do apologise.
We went to an old workhouse. It used to be. They were a great team. We had many activity there. What was interesting, Gloria, was because I picked the energy up straight away when we walked round. That there was sort of energy there, and it was a sort of a subtle energy that I was feeling. But I got like a little girl, so I know there was kids there anyway that would work. But I picked up a little girl that was following us around this building from the start of the night before even the event took place, before the guests got there. The other guests got there, but I was in a room and we had like one of these things that it's sensitive, but it flashes up the lights. So it's a machine that they use where if the energy comes close to it, the lights will start to come on, and they can manipulate the energy there with the lights, so there'll be like different colours and different bits around it. And in this room, it went off straight away. But what happened? What was more? Which is the amazing part of it, I picked up a lady's energy, and I started to describe her because I could see her, and the lights then came on, and because we were in darkness, I got like a room that was shown to me with an old fireplace, but it looked like a bedroom. But what we were in was sort of a dorm, if you get what I mean, but it had been made into that sense, There was a kitchen behind, and I thought that kitchen shouldn't be there. That's been put on. But I got like an old bedroom, and this lady was there, and then the lights came on, and it was answering the questions to what I said. So I sort of got a yes and no going, if you like. What I was picking up, she was answering back to sort of confirm it. So that was the beauty of it, because that's where the wow moment comes in. Because as much as I'm picking that up and no one else is in the room, that gives a bit of validation to the fact that there is something there.
So the energy of this spirit was affecting the color, the light, electromagnetic field. Electromagnetic
field, that's the one. Yeah,
that's the word. show anyone else in the room, it's not just in Chris's head here. This is, I'm here. Yeah, do go on. Do go on.
So we went from there. Obviously, we did other activities. But the main one to cut a little bit short in that sense was we did a human pendulum, what we call it. So what happens there is we'll go in like a bit of a circle. Someone will go in the middle of the circle. We all will invite the energy to join them, the person that stood in the middle. They'll close their eyes. They'll accept and invite the energy in. They had headphones on, so they couldn't hear us. So we were asking stuff and they couldn't hear it. And they're supposed to sway forwards and backwards. That's what we asked for. To sway forward for a yes, sway back. It's like the pendulum you use yourself in divination and stuff. But sway forward and backwards. And what happened, what was bizarre was Spirit came in, connected, and she went side to side. So I thought, all right, you're going to be stubborn, that's fine, but we'll accept that. You want to go side to side, but you do that. And I picked up the energy, and towards the back of the room, even though it was dark, I could see a shadow, an outline of someone stood there watching us by the light equipment that we put at the back, away from where we were, lit up. And I could see that shadow. So even in the darkness, I could still see a shadow. So it's because the light comes in. So this is where the interesting thing in what I love about what it opens you up to is the concept of everything's darkness. You can only see light in darkness, but there's different shades of the light. So
another way you could say it, the spirit that come in or the energy come in emanates its own light.
Yeah,
its
its own light. Yeah, because we are light. So I could see that. Anyway, I was asking questions to her, and then I started probing because I started picking stuff up in my head and I started probing to get an answer. And the energy built a little bit stronger. This girl that was in the middle, and it was just she was getting more sort of aggressive, going to a yes answer. So it wasn't. I don't feel it was happy because I was probing personal questions. The interesting part was I picked up that it was a child that was lost, and the gentleman energy that I picked, the masculine energy there, it was a bit of fault. Now it could have been the masculine energy in the middle. It's hard to say whether it's 20 energies that's with her or just one, to be fair. When she came out of it, she said, I said, could you hear anything? No. The only thing she did hear, which was interesting, was me say, have you lost a child? But every other question, and I was asking a lot of questions to her, as well as the Les who was leading it, because it wasn't me leading it. He just gave everyone an opportunity to ask something. Les who was leading it was asking questions as well. She heard nothing but that. When she came out of it, even though I picked the energy up in the room, I turned to my side and I just got a figure that had been stood by me all the time. Now that did put me on edge, because even though it's in the shadow, I stepped to the side and I was like, all right, okay then. So there's that anxiety feeling.
I bet you didn't. I bet you went, oh, fuck, shit, fuck, what's going on here? Come on. No. Oh, well then, come on, Chris.
In my own head,
Yeah.
We went into this part of the room, Gloria, and we had the K2, which again picks up the electromagnetic field, but it has lights on
what?
it.
Sorry, I missed that bit. The cage.
It says K2, they call it.
Oh, K2, yeah. What's that?
It's got lights on it and it flickers up, and they can manipulate the lights to where it goes to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and or downwards.
So the energy, the spirit, or the paranormal can manipulate the light colors again. Similar. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Go on.
But what you can build is sort of a rapport communication to a yes or a no answer with it, in a way, or just an intelligent response is what you're after. We're in this other room and the energy just shifted, but it went from like a light energy to a little bit lower. It went darker, it went lighter. So it was altering all the time in this room, but it was like we had like traffic walking through. That's how it felt, because there was a breeze constantly brushing past us.
Do you mean a traffic of spirits for the
traffic
audience?
Of spirit, it felt like, traffic of spirit that was constantly walking past. But that was the interesting part, because we had a device there that gives you sort of words response. and they were giving us sort of words, intelligent response into the questions. It was on like a tablet, but as well as the K2, they were working together, and the energy was just changing, altering. It went a little bit tense, so you're a bit on edge, and then it went a bit lighter.
When you say it went a little, when you say it went for the audience, when you say it went a little bit intense, do you mean that your physical body, you could feel the energy? So you're personally feeling the energy of another conscious being, obviously in the spirit world. You're feeling the intensity, the light, or the lower of the spirit around you. Yeah. Okay.
Which gives you like an anxiety feeling in the solar plexus.
I know that feeling. You go on.
It's fear, really, isn't it? But
it is a fear. We've got to say it's a human fear. It's the unknown.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you brought that in. That you spoke, because I was going to ask you how just before you said that. So you must be psychic, Chris Shearer. How was your physical body reacting to the actual experience that you were going through? But you've already answered that, so stop being psychic. Do carry on.
And it opens your eyes. So it was a very interesting evening. Lovely team, lovely event. Before we started, obviously, some of the team knew I was a medium, so they came out and they said, "It was go on the news around me," as people do. And I said, "Listen, I'm connecting to this building tonight, not to your loved ones, but
yes,
you know what I'm like." I went, "All right, then you've got such and such a body there, blah blah blah, and you've got such a body there, blah blah blah," and then obviously I went into the night.
Yeah.
But in the paranormal, what it's brought to me is a journey that I've been on in my life. It's a lot of people are on this journey, not just myself. It's the fear, but what you've also given me the understanding of as well, Gloria, because I can't leave you out when you've had me there under pressure. All right, Chris, sit with it, and I'm like, no, I'm going to react in a minute. I'm going to do something.
You little shit. We know. Yeah,
it gives you an understanding that the fear is there to energy. We don't read words, we don't read symbols, we read energy. So when we connect to spirit world, or we connect to universal source, which is what it is, everything, the oneness, whatever you want to call it, it's all energy. And energy works with us every single day. So when we get this feeling here as anxiety, as we call it, or fear, what I've got the understanding of is that it's showing you something. It's speaking to you. So it's a language of frequency that talks to you all the time. But what we don't become aware, it's like synchronicity as well. People go about numbers. There is no numbers. There is patterns, frequencies, because there's patterns in everyday life. Because if you have a creation, we've created it, we've manifested it.
I've lost your volume. Paranormal, nanu.
I'm back.
You're back. It's all right. We'll keep going.
It creates a reality in our existence of the human form that we manifest ourselves. So what we do with energy all the time, we are energy, and we create energy to have an experience. But what goes on?
So you're manifesting. Hold on. So what you're trying to expand on is that when you get same as we speak about with mediumship, we are manifesting the spirits to come in to have the experience. Yeah. So
what the spirit is, I mean, this is my truth, so I know I'll get some resistance when I say it, but it's my understanding. The spirit is a manifestation within that experience. That's all it is. I'm not saying that your loved ones
experience it.
Yeah, I'm not saying the loved ones don't exist, because they have existed. Yeah. But in order for me to connect to a loved one that goes back maybe 10 years, 5 years, 100 years, they have to have existed in a reality that we're in.
Yeah.
However, I never met them.
No.
But when you talk about the conscious state of being, I have to be part of them, because if I'm not part of them, I can't connect to them. So in a weird way of giving it to you, I am them. But that causes a lot of resistance within mediumship or mediums, because it's like, well, no, what are you on about here? So basically, I'm lying to you. Well, no, I'm not lying to you, because that's an experience of connection. Yeah. And I'm not lying to you, because the evidence and the love and the heartfelt messages that come forward that you know of, I don't know of, is validation that you had that experience with that loved one. Yeah. But that doesn't change the aspect that I connect to everything. I connect to the table that's in front of me. I connect to the tree that's outside. I connect to aliens. I connect to angels. I connect to, I don't know, you name
Gloria.
it. Mickey Mouse. Gloria. Yeah. I'm not going to forget you, Gloria. Connect to you. Everything is a reflection. I am still learning that, and it's the hardest journey to go on, because even the paranormal, it shows you a manifestation. It shows you fear, and I do feel the biggest part of life is fear, because we always react to something, and we're living in an existence of cause and effect. So the cause and effect is what your reaction has to have a consequence.
Let me jump in there. So if we pull this back and we go to, when I was going to ask you the question, when you're in the paranormal, all the spooky stuff, and you get the fear, the anxiety, the fear, you're saying, your truth is, you're saying you are manifesting this in your reality for you to experience this, to overcome this. Does this resonate?
That's my understanding.
Yeah, that's fine. No, that's
different, totally different perception, but everything is perception, isn't it, Gloria? Because that's diversity. That's diversity in the world. If we didn't have diversity, it'd be boring.
So coming from that, Chris, all right, coming from now, I mean, but also what this does, you and me do resonate on a truth that we're here to experience life, and we really need to have some frigging fun. It's not what you think it is. It's an experience. So that's just my truth. So you're taking the paranormal experiences to a different level now, where by dropping not dropping, you're working on the fear. The fear is what's reflecting you need to face, that you'll be able to expand the paranormal, your personal paranormal experiences, to experience more diversity, more of even what we didn't even know existed. I mean, come on, there was a point where we didn't know that the earth was round. I don't care if it's round or flat. Please don't send me hate mail. I'm just giving an analogy, because people are so quick to judge nowadays. So is that what you're doing? Are you finding that by coming from this space you're in now, where for my truth, your mediumship, which I will always, say is outstanding. There's no one I know that can touch your medium. And I do not say that to big you up or I speak the truth. If you were crap, when you are crap at something, do I tell you? Yes, I do. Yeah. I'd bite your head off, okay? But you're merging that. It's like you're blending the transference of mediumship and the paranormal, which has opened up your paranormal experiences, where, as I've stated earlier, your event last night, you combined the two. Yeah. You had them rolling together, which, I mean, I think it's fascinating. I would be shit scared. I mean,
I wasn't in that moment, because I'm trying to go into this. I'm not really aware of the fact of things that are probably going on in the room, to be honest, because I'm trying to concentrate on the spirit. But it's always been paranormal, Gloria, because everything is paranormal.
Everything is paranormal. It's just a label, isn't it? All the other stuff, it's just a human experience.
I sit here at moments in my home, and that's just in my house. There's many times I don't tell people everything of what I'm seeing, and I see wisps of smoke that are sort of going across the living room. There's times, and I feel like I'm going. It's like I'm going mentally insane. Do you know what I mean? But I don't even tell Karen at times, because I look in the mirror. I've got a big mirror on the wall, and I'm staring at times just in the mirror, and I'm seeing faces. I'm seeing sort of different shades of light. Just loads of different things. I just sit there and stare and go, all right, okay, what are you doing here? Sometimes I get a fear with it. Don't get me wrong. So even without having to go on the event, everything's paranormal, because it's just an understanding of energy.
I mean,
Still,
you
I
know,
will never fully understand it all, Gloria. I do not
no,
know
no,
it all. I know
no,
nothing.
no. I
But
hear you on that. But the word paranormal, I mean, it's just another label for Homo sapiens sapiens, for us as we experience being human, and whatever speciality we're in. It's just labels and names to try and express, because we are the only civilization that uses linguistics and words, and so that's how we communicate, which limits us, limits us. However, when like when we do mediumship, it's what we label, again, it's telepathy, it's a knowing, it's just a communication, consciousness to consciousness,
what
conscious
goes
being
on,
to another.
Gloria? What goes on in that with mediumship, and people don't realise that. And I did an exercise with, I've done a one-to-one with someone the other day, teaching, and I did it in my open circle as well. When you get a word, we work with words every day. So we work with a language that we understand, whether that's French, German, it's still a word that comes out our mouth. Yeah, that word carries a vibration to it. We don't hear the word, we hear the vibration. We don't realise this, but that's what goes on. Sound, light, frequency, that's what happens when that takes place. But that's a science part to it. I ain't a scientist. But what I gave them was a word to show them how their clairs work. And this is where the understanding comes into sort of the mediumship part of it. If you get an image, what follows the image will be a word, because you have to give a description to that image in the first place. So then you will get a feeling. We all work with feeling everyday life. So when the energy comes in and it connects on a telepathic state or an energy state, it transforms to an understanding. So when which was explained really well the other day by Yossi, and he said right brain, left brain, and we give it out as interpretation. When you're in that space that you can go in instantly, a daydream, we all do it, you will get a song, sometimes for example words. But what I'm trying to get to here is, when you work with the mechanics of mediumship, if I gave you a word and I put it, and I said, Gloria, I'm just going to say the word cat, for example, what will happen in your energy there that I've transferred from me to you on a psychic level, you will get an understanding of that cat. There is no cat there, I've manifested it into your auric field, but because we're all psychic, it's the same way as mediumistic. It's just a different energy or a different awareness that comes in, but it's the same principle. It comes in as that word cat, you'll get an image, then you'll go from the image, you'll get a feeling, then you'll go from the feeling, you'll go into something totally different, then you'll go from cat to just a house, then you go from a house to a field, then you go from a
you've muted again. They've done it again. They've done it again. You know, Chris Shearer, someone doesn't want you to talk, but we will give you the platform to talk. Keep going.
So what happens then is you're having an experience within that experience. That's how mechanics of mediumship works. It's such a simple process, but we complicate it.
Always.
Everybody connects to the universal source.
Hold on. So do you take that same, this is your truth, do you, and really interesting, do you take that truth of the mediumship mechanics, do you take that into the paranormal as well?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because it is the paranormal. Yeah. Because even if I'm connecting to an external energy, but I'm already part of it, to have that experience, that's paranormal. If I'm giving someone a message from their loved one that I've never ever met, it's still paranormal.
Yeah, it's all paranormal. It's all connected. We even with ET, it's the same. It's all
we give so much judgment to others in everyday life, but even judgment itself, which I'm beginning to understand, is it's teaching us. It's the same energy that you have with fear. It's the same energy you have with anxiety. It's the same energy. It's just an energy that you get inside your body, with inside. Some call it the soul, don't they? It's hard to sort of put in words sometimes what goes on, but I've always had a paranormal outward look that's come into my inward look.
I'm with you. No, I'm with you. Yeah.
And I realised that the tapping noises that I had one day, I was on a Zoom to start this, and then it was sort of a circle. I think at the time, I can't remember, a bit of a circle. And I started writing things down in a philosophical way that I was being given it. And it was all about whispers and the silent whisper of spirit and this, that, and the other. I give a message, but what was funny about what happened in that circumstance, I went, I can't give them this. You know, thinking a bit like, I'm starting to speak philosophy to them. They're doing messages. So what was orchestrated was a little bit clever. I went to someone and said, I've got your dad in the spirit world here. He looks like this. He looks like that. He would have passed for this. I just need to give you these words. So I started giving the words. And then what I realised, what was even funnier after, was the words weren't for him. Now, it's nice to share the words, so they were for everyone. But when I went to bed that night, I got the tapping noises at the back of me, and I felt an energy trying to connect. And I said, go on then, I'm not scared. I was on edge. I said, I'm not scared. And I saw these yellow eyes appear in front of me. And I went, oh my God. And my heart
No, he didn't. He didn't go, oh my God. He did not.
No.
You know, we own this
I was a
show.
bit worse than that, but, you know.
He said fuck. That's what he said. There's nothing wrong in expressing the word fuck. It's not taboo. Okay, we're not in a church. It's our show.
I went, oh, fuck. My heart sank. It, like, dropped.
I can imagine.
No sooner did it appear. And what's funny, I've seen many things, to be honest with you, Gloria, over the journey, but it was just on your eyes that suddenly appeared. And I went, ooh. And after it disappeared, I went, okay, then. All right, no worries. Tried to go to sleep. And I got a whisper external down the ear. Now, I couldn't really say, because of the moment, I couldn't say what they said. Because it was so quick. I was already on edge. And I was just like, go and sleep here, go away. Do you know what I mean?
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You said a lot worse than that.
I jumped up and yelled, to be honest, but Karen was fast asleep beside of me.
I've been there, yes.
Do you know what was weird though, Gloria? She didn't flinch.
Karen didn't.
No. When I got the whisper and I jumped up, and even though I felt like I'd shouted, like, you know what I mean, screamed out, she didn't even know. She didn't even flinch. No. So that was bizarre. And then the next day, I spoke to you, didn't I? And told you my experience.
Yeah, you did.
And then it came back in, but the feeling was so different. And then I saw it. I don't know how to give you this, but it was a reptilian, but it looked like a giant size. I want to say sort of not crocodile, because it didn't quite have the big nose, but that sort of similarity. But the feeling I got from it was just an unbelievable love feeling. I don't know how to, the euphoria feeling. It opened my eyes. But like I say, I saw that, I think because of the moments that you see it is where you go on edge, don't you? You judge.
And it's unknown. It's an unknown for the it's the first time like the Homo sapiens starts to experience something outside of the reality that's known. So it's a natural instinct. You have it like in my case with ET experiences. The first time you experience them, you're like, what the fuck? Oh my God, you're gonna die. You know, the fear. It's but then obviously as your consciousness expands and they come back, and then you then realize it was your own fear that was reflecting back to another conscious being, because they look different or are different. When you work on that, the next time you come in, your fear dissipates and you actually connect to their true essence, which is who we are, which is consciousness, which is supposed to be unconditional love. Not many humans know about that. We've had this discussion on this. So that experience, so we've got all these, decompartmentalized places with, this is spirit and this is ET. It's all one.
Yeah.
It's all one.
I've been thrown across a room. I've been scratched. I've been stood in a room where it's
and
dark,
that wasn't, I didn't do that, not yet. I will be throwing him across the room. I will.
Been stood in a room where it's like, turn your torch off now, Chris. And I'm like, I ain't turning my torch off here because I feel a bit on edge and I've got an energy here that I don't quite like. So I turned the torch off and I've been stood there. I felt a presence right up to my nose trying to intimidate me, and my legs are shaking. I'm like, I'm not moving though. You're not intimidating me. No. Really, my legs are going. So I've had many different I don't know, aspects to all of it. And
Yeah.
you still get on edge, you still get fear because life can give you that, not just.
Well, I mean, I like to say, even when I get, scared, normally my son does that. He jumps out behind me for some unknown reason. Ah, and I go, fuck, I'm like this. No, seriously, it's the excitement of life.
Yeah.
New, experiences. I mean, otherwise it would be so frigging boring. I'm going to have to tailor this in as we come to the last 10 minutes or so, because I'm the interviewer here, Mr. Shearer, and your guest. So I'm in control for the first time ever. Hint, hint. So with all of that behind you, and thank you for going into that, because you've definitely, for me, and I hope for the audience either watching today or in the future on YouTube and the rerun, you've given a greater understanding for us of not only the connection between mediumship and paranormal, but more on the paranormal itself, which is beautiful. And you go in with, you've got, like, as I run my shows on tongue-in-cheek and humour, you go in that way as well, which I think is the best way to go in, is, you keep the spirits high, yeah? Now looking at what's recently happened with you, and your whole reality is now shifted, and would you agree to say your reality shifted because you've been doing the work on yourself? You choose to experience being a medium. You choose to experience going into the paranormal because it excites you, as I'm sure it wouldn't excite me if I was in it, trust me. But maybe it would, who knows? But it's not my truth at the moment. Where would you like this to take you? I mean, I personally, as a medium, don't have to be a medium, I just see you on some, I just see you running your own paranormal show. I mean, I'm talking filming it, going in, giving it a breath of fresh air to look at the paranormal differently. And because you bring all exclusive in, the spirit world, the ET world, and all the other energies above and beyond. So where do you see your future going? Would you be excited for that to happen?
Well, just quickly, before I answer that question, can I just say...
He always does it to me, always.
I just need to say it. Those that are mediums out there and do readings, when you're doing a card reading for someone, and you write it down, I want you to read it back to yourself. And I want you to acknowledge within that reading, is it saying something to you? And you'll be very surprised, because as much as you give a message to someone else, you're talking to yourself, because it's
you're looking in a mirror. You're just looking in a mirror.
Yeah, it's giving you guidance every single time. So I just need to put that out there for those to experience that, and they'll realise something. But I would love to. I love being a medium. I love being a medium because it helps me. I get healing backwards from it. But I also love to see someone change the awareness of themselves. That's what it's about, to bring that healing in, or to stop them being in moments which I've had where someone's been in a moment of doing something really silly, which I haven't known about and found out after, and because I've given that guidance, it stopped it. So that beauty of that has kept them seeing life in a totally different outlook. So that's what that's for. I'd love to go into paranormal. I would love to do paranormal in terms of shows for someone who wants to book me.
I'd book him.
I would love my mediumship to go out there for me, because I want them experiences, to meet many different people, the travel and just them experiences for me, and bring it for my that gain, not gain for me, that's a terrible word, but it is really, but for my family as well, do you know, because it brings that for them. I'll get a balance.
I hear you. I mean, as I said, I mean, I've already told Chris, I've already created, where he's going, because I just, it's just me. Chris's paranormal experiences. I mean, this guy, if anyone's out there that does any of these events, and especially if they record them, Chris can bring the authentic qualities of and the merging of mediumship and the paranormal in a way that he will bring you, like he did last night. You'll see the physical evidence that it's not woo-wooey, it's not, you know, tin hat and all that. And as a medium, I mean, you know, we all know your mediumship is evidential, that it's a connection there. But also, Chris, one thing that I don't give you compliments too often because I don't like you very much.
Yeah, no, it's mutual. It's okay.
Yeah, you know.
We have a love-hate relationship.
Yeah, we do. I love and hate you at the same time. You know, one thing I will say, when you deliver whatever you deliver in any event, whether it's mediumship or the paranormal, is that you're basically offering yourself as a service to humanity to experience, whether it's healing or excitement or knowing or something new. And I think that's the beauty, that if no matter what we do, whether we're mediums or paranormals or podcast hosts or you know, the rubbish bin, it doesn't really matter what you do. No. Just be you. Be who you are.
It's not to change their belief, is it? It's not for me to change anyone's beliefs.
No, it's not.
It's to give you a different perception or a different outlook. That's all that it brings. When people do it, nurses do it, psychologists now do it, counselors do it, doctors, people
everyone. Now, I just want to answer a question. My dear friend Ellie Pratt. Hi, Ellie. Glad you finally caught the show. She's asked, is there a link between the paranormal and the ET world? I often wonder this, as I have a keen interest in both. Yeah, Ellie, if you look on my Facebook wall and go to the podcast, Inception Podcast, at the moment it's a new podcast, and it is the topic is exactly what you've asked, where I brought on other guests who know better than I about this stuff. And do listen in, and hopefully that will answer some of your questions or get you interested into researching a bit deeper. Thank you for that. I'm just going to read one more out. This is Jenny Margaret Parsons. I'm so glad I came across you both today. I have had a feeling that I'm missing something in my spiritual path, but you have just filled the gaps. I got shivers. This is fascinating. Thank you. Oh, you're most welcome, Jenny. Ellie, you've been researching for many years. Watch my Inception podcast on my Facebook wall, Ellie. And hopefully that might help you, and you can connect with any of my guests on there. Well, Chris, I finally, after all this time, got to interview you. And did I press any of your buttons today? Normally, it's been fun. There's always an agenda behind me, Chris Shearer. You're welcome, Ellie. There's always an agenda behind everything I do, and it's a heartfelt intention. The word agenda can come as a negative connotation, but it's heartfelt. I love to bring out the potentiality or inspire another being to be just who they are. It doesn't matter if I don't do it or I don't believe it. It's irrelevant to me, but I know it's their truth. And I've wanted to do this interview with you for a long time, but the guests turn up. Today I've managed to do the interview. So you can now send me more money and sell your links, please, as a guest. I've got to give you the privileges. As a guest, if people are interested in mediumship, Chris does run a Tuesday evening, fill up his Zoom room, trust me. A Tuesday evening, what do you call it? Is it development?
Well, I termed it an open circle, but I give support. I'll do
right. If you're interested to going down this road, gently, you can just sit in the Zoom room. You don't have to participate. A bit like mine on a Thursday, you can just sit in the energy and listen. You can get Chris and learn more about mediumship in there. Where else can they get hold of you, Chris Shearer? You've got a group, haven't you?
Page on Facebook, Chris Shearer Medium.
Yeah.
Please go and follow that. It's good for me.
Yeah.
Eagle Wings Events and Workshops is a group I have on Facebook. I've had it going for 5 years, I think now.
Yeah.
Where I share other people as well there, so it gives you a variety to look at on there.
Okay, so when are we going to see the new Facebook Chris's paranormal experiences? We're gonna, we'll all join, won't we? We want to see this, no pressure. We want to see this up and coming group where we can all follow you and on your new paranormal experiences. It's got to be done, Chris Shearer, especially after last night. Hold on. We're not allowed to mention in a negative connotation, but I really want to add this to this conversation because you're only getting one shot with me. I'm only interviewing you once, son. All right? Okay. It's never happening again. After today, you're a little shit again, and we're going to really fight fisticuffs. You sent a picture in a group chat.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What was that about? What's happening in the paranormal there?
Some call it scrying. I call it. I've gone blank. They refer to it as scrying.
Yeah.
I refer to it as sort of bringing the energy in and overshadowing. So what happened was I had a red light, I put it under my chin, and you invite the energy that's there to join you and show themselves the best that they can.
Okay.
It's scrying for the people that are watching it, but it's sort of, for myself, it would be overshadowing. I have got a photograph on my Medium page, by the way. When I did a platform.
Go and have a look. Right, we're going to mention it. I've just got something come in. We're going to mention it. Did you have horns on your head in this? Did it?
I did. Yeah. I cracked the joke and said, I'm the devil himself. I'm Lucifer in disguise.
Right. Hold on. The reason I've done that is obviously because it just come into me. Mention it. Don't not mention it. And before anyone judges Chris as an occultist or something like that, you can judge whatever you want. It's irrelevant. It's your truth. I remember when I was studying comparative religions way back in the day, like 200 years ago. I'm so old now. And I was looking at the religious art. And you know how many, there was definitely one anyway. And there was a painting done way back, Renaissance, I think. And it was of Moses and the 10 Commandments. And Moses had horns on his head.
Yeah.
Had horns on his head. Obviously, later on down the line, people demonized that, as you do. Belief systems demonize it. You're bad. That's not good. So, but I wasn't going to mention that photo. But then, because I didn't want to, open a door for the negative Nellies to start with their crap, as they normally do. But then that come in to say, well, remember Moses. And there is a painting. I don't know who painted it. So Homo sapien, we can't let this go. So the normal, limited human being would perceive another being with horns on its head because of their belief systems that they've been indoctrinated in through religious scripture, that they would be negative. Would that not be? Yeah. Right. And it's been indoctrinated in that if they've got wings and a halo on their head, then they're angels. Is that not the case?
That's the case.
So, So if you're coming from that awareness, it does not mean that the scrying you did, even though that energy come through, was of a negative being. Does that resonate with you?
Yeah, it's not. But negative and positive is our perception. In terms of the universal source, or God source, Christ source, energy, whatever name you want to give it, there is no, everything's negative. There has to be a negative and a positive.
To have the experience.
Because it's energy to create a manifestation itself. That's molecules.
If you don't have the
particles,
negative energy, it's not going to manifest it for you to experience it. So on that, if you go down the paranormal, the insight that you have on the paranormal and about the energies, so you can go into the paranormal experiences and experience all these things. Yeah, you may get a little bit of fear and excitement as you go along, but because you have that awareness, Chris, of what it truly is, my God, you can experience anything you choose. You create your reality.
In principle, but I'm also have the human side of
you
life.
You do.
So I have many things I still need to work on.
But that's still a polarity. Yeah, that's still a polarity you need until your physical body just goes away somewhere else. Do you know what I mean? So, well, on that note, Chris Shearer, thank you for being my guest today.
Thank you for having me.
It's been wonderful interviewing you. I don't think I insulted you once.
Gloria, the thing to touch on there is, do you know when you were saying about the negative connotation and stuff like that? There is, when we refer to frequency, just my truth, frequency is just a posh technical term for energy. So you're going to have lower, you're going to have higher, you're going to have a middle ground. We are the middle ground. When you talk about chakras, they're just energy vortexes within you that contain information that you need to access any different time to create an experience.
I resonate with that.
The vortex is upwards.
Oh, they've muted you again. You're still muted. Come back.
I'm here. What it does is a figure 8, which is the eternal symbol that someone knows, right? If you think of your blood, it goes left to right. Yeah. That's what energy does all the time. Comes in, goes round, goes up, goes round, goes up, goes round. It goes across through the heart center. Because your heart center is every single color in it. It's everything in it. So it circulates through it. So when your vibration, when you're in that experience, that's what's going on. So when you talk about elevating your energy, you're not elevating anything. It's an expression or a physical concept to get you into that state of being, so you can go into a dark space to manifest an experience or see an experience or whatever within that space that you are. That's what's going on. That's what's taking place in any sort of experience in life. So it's that.
And if you look at, hold on a minute. If you look at it in the simplistic form that it is, then which really the reason I'm trying to get across here is for the audience, and whether is don't take life too seriously. No. Don't take life too seriously. It's an experience, and with all experiences, if you all recall when you were like 10 years old, 20 years old, or 100 years old, it's changed, and experiences will constantly change. It's not static. It will move on. You are not stuck. It's in a flow. The only time you get stuck in this so-called flow is when you limit yourself, with the beliefs, the ideologies, the religious views, people that try to control people in groups. If you're in them groups, that would limit you. But if you want to be more, and you want to be just who you want to be, and you want to learn, I really want a better understanding of who I am, and I'm really interested in the paranormal, but I've got some religious beliefs, or I've got this, then go and seek out Chris Shearer. And take from Chris Shearer. Hold on a minute, Chris. Hold on. No, hold on. Stop interrupting me, because now I'm going to turn into your opposite.
I'm in an article.
Take from Chris's discussion today, and from future, if you go and watch his mediumship and things like that, take what resonates with you. You don't have to believe anything we're saying today, all right? It's our own personal truth. But if something resonates with what Chris has said today, take it with you. Go and do your own research. Go and do your own investigation. And if it resonates with your truth, you go on your path and have your truth. But I will say, just don't take life too seriously. Many of us have gone through the human experience with our head up our bottoms, thinking we are better than others. Yeah. We are not. We're all equal. And maybe some of us, well, I think we all needed to experience some of the fear-based mirror experiences to kick us back into who we truly are. Stop judging, start loving, stop condemning, just be you, who you truly are. And on that note, I thank you, Chris Shearer. No, you're not talking about anymore. You've done that twice now. I'm the interviewer on this show at the moment. And we'll see you, next week. Oh, God. I actually don't have to run across the room.
You answered it anyway, Gloria, so you must be psychic as well, because that's what I was going to touch on, and you just did it. So
see, he always has to have the last word. Shut up, Chris Shearer. Just shut up, okay? Respect your elders, bro.
Sorry.
Okay, guys, thank you for watching today. Thank you for the really interesting comments in the comment box. Next week, we have an amazing man who's called Chris as well. We have Chris Matthew from Forbidden Knowledge News, all the way from America. We're time traveling again next week. And we will be going live at 6 p.m. UK time. Oh, God knows what time it is in his part of America. And you are going to be in for an amazing show. This guy has done so much work on himself. He's like, he bulldozes through reality. When I met him, you know, I'm chatting away. I have learned so much from Chris Matthew. Unbelievable. And I'm sure you're going to enjoy the show. He's a bit controversial. Well, isn't Chris Shearer? You know, not me. I'm angelic. Don't even go there. I'm soft and gentle. Yeah, right. And he's opened my mind to areas wow, I never thought of that. And that's what these shows are all about. The wow moments. I'm going to look at that next week. So Chris Matthew, all the way from the USA, from Forbidden Knowledge News. So Chris Shearer, thank you for being my guest.
Thank you for interviewing.
I was very nice to you, was I not?
You was, yeah.
I was gentle, okay? That all ends now.
Back to reality.
Okay. Yeah. So it's good night from him and good morning, isn't it, this week?
Good morning, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Rewind. Good morning from him.
Good morning from her.
See you next week, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, Lord.